что. Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Uzbekistan. This is Konstantin. I have a special guest today. His name is Alexander. This is the first time I'm having a guest. Looks like we are live. Alexander, привет. Hello.
Hello to everyone. Hello, Konstantin. Thank you for your invitation. I'm really happy to be with you because you're a legend for me.
Just cut it out. Okay, now I want you to think about this. Well, first of all, I apologize for a little delay. We were having problems with the sound because this is the first time there's a guest on the stream, so we need two inputs from the sound inputs. Seems fine now. Imagine this. You're sitting in your nice home, in your nice country, in your nice neighborhood, surrounded by friends, family, just your life, having your life, nice life, comfortable. And then all of a sudden something happens and you have to kind of get up, pack up your stuff, and leave. And it's good that you have 24 hours like I did. I was lucky. What if you have 5 minutes? And this is kind of what happened to my guest, Alexander. I would like to tell his story, and I would like him to tell us what really happened to him in Russia, why what happened, and what he actually saw in Russia in the last few days. As you know, my name is Konstantin, and I am streaming live from Uzbekistan. This is Inside Russia. I myself in Uzbekistan a little over a week, and I had to leave Russia fast in about 24 hours. I had a few more hours than 24. And this guy right here is fresh off the boat. He just arrived recently, and he's gonna tell his story. So, Alexander, welcome.
Yeah, thank you again. And some people have time for living, and I didn't have this time because maybe 5 minutes I had, and it's not enough, of course, to pick up all your clothes, all your things, stuff. And in my case, I had only 5 minutes, and of course, it is a terrible experience when you don't have choice. You have choice actually.
Alexander,
Yeah.
pardon for interruption.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you a little bit, introduce you to
yeah.
the viewers, and then you tell a little bit about yourself, because
Yes.
the people who are watching, they kind of don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Well, Alexander is also a video blogger. He has a YouTube channel called My English World, right? He's been on YouTube for 3 years, so he's not a novice, so to speak. He's learning English, and his English is good enough to understand and to be understood, that kind of level. But the guy's been consistent for all these years. He uploaded videos, he did live streams, and he's not one of those people who started doing videos, recently after these events happened. Accidentally, you lived right next to Spassk-Dalny, which is a very famous place now, the home of Natasha Russia, or Natasha's Adventures. So you were neighbors. How far from her did you live?
Maybe 40 kilometers from her, and she's great, she's interesting, and actually we were talking. I was trying to make interview with her, and it was a wonderful conversation.
Excellent. Well, let me ask you a few questions first. How did you come to create your own YouTube channel?
First of all, it was my life experience because I was living in South Korea. I had experience, was working there, and of course after that I decided what English it is international language. Everybody wanted to practice with me English, but I didn't know, and that's why I decided to start
How long did you live in Russia for and in South Korea?
in South Korea.
In Russia first. Well, you were born in Russia, obviously.
Ah, all my life I was living there.
Except for the time that you live in South Korea.
Yes,
So,
it's
what about Russia?
28.
28 years in
Yes.
South Korea?
1 year and 5 months.
What made you go and live in South Korea?
Difficulties maybe. I was trying to escape military serving. Yeah.
Bingo. So you're a double avoider.
Yes. It was like this, and of course it wasn't again not my choice. I just didn't want to serve in Russian military.
It used to be that you had to serve in Russian military, this draft, right? But some young males who didn't want to serve, they evaded. They were basically hiding from mobilization centers until they turned 27. And then by law, once you're turned 27 in the past, then you don't have to serve anymore. And there was no criminal punishment for that. They didn't find you, well, oh well, you know. It's your find, their loss, that kind of thing. Everything, of course, has changed recently. Okay, now the situation is completely different. So I understand Alex. I understand why he was hiding abroad from those people. Well, tell us a little bit about the place that you were born and grew up. That the place is called Lesozavodsk, right? And it's really, as far as I understand, it's a middle of nowhere in taiga, right?
Yes, but I wasn't living in Lysyzhanovsk all my life. Only 2 last years I was living there. Maybe 16 years of my life I was living in a village which near Lysyzhanovsk. Yeah.
So village and then Lesozavodsk. So Lesozavodsk is town,
Yeah,
right?
village. After that, I started to study at the university in Vladivostok, and then
Okay.
only Lysyzhanovsk.
So you basically had your life all set up, right? You didn't go to serve in the army. You managed to hide,
Yeah,
or you managed to avoid it. Let's put it this way. You got higher education, right?
even to
Two higher education. So you got 2 degrees. What are your degrees at?
engineering of food.
Engineering of food.
Yeah.
Okay, and the second one?
It is both of them. It's
Oh, so it's
same.
undergrad and masters, right?
Bachelor degree, both of them.
Okay, so different kind of. All right. So you'd have 2 bachelor degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you live in nice life. You're learning English. You know, you doing YouTube, yada yada yada, and then all of a sudden, boom, 24th of February, and then boom, 21st of September, and the mobilization is announced. So, are you the suspect? Are you actually the person who they're gonna get to serve in the army?
I want to say what nobody is protected. I mean.
That's true.
What,
That's true. I'm not protected for sure.
Yeah.
I'm much older and much sicker than you, but I'm a prime suspect for them. You know.
Yeah, and in my case, if they see what you're young, if you look healthy, it means what you.
You have 2 legs, 2 hands.
Yeah.
You know,
fit
head.
for war.
Yeah, you both eyes. So you're good.
Yes, you're very good for war and for this madness. Yeah.
Okay. So you 21st of September. How did you react when you heard that this mobilization announced?
It was depression. I couldn't sleep at all. I was watching news. I was using Telegram channels, YouTube, everything what I could, and it was depression. I couldn't sleep at all. Yeah.
Well, I can understand you. Okay. Then, was it just your imagination? Because you lived so far away in the woods, okay?
Yeah.
I think it was a dead end. There's nothing beyond Lysyzhavodsk, right? So maybe it's your imagination. Maybe you were making things up. You're just sensitive person, but nothing was going on around you.
No, I want to be this like imagination, but it's not. It's reality. When it's happened, everything changed around me. It's not only my imagination, because people started to talk. They were always talking about Ukraine, and of course, everyone started to think where to move from Russia and when. Yes.
Who? People,
My
people who?
friends, my
Your
friends,
friends, okay.
relatives, everyone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Relatives, friends.
yeah.
So
But
males.
it wasn't. At first, it was like shock for everyone. It was difficult to accept, like how it's possible. Yeah, and only after a few weeks, yeah,
Well, I'm sorry, but you guys must be eating nice mushrooms or smoking something because, hey, you know what? On the 24th of February,
yeah,
okay, it was announced that Russia was attacking Ukraine.
yeah.
And you thought out there that it's not possible for the mobilization to start.
No. Of course, it's difficult to say. Maybe because I was concentrated on my goals. I was thinking
Okay,
about
fair enough.
studying about English because I love American culture. I was trying to think about this more, concentrate on this
Okay, agreed. That's
culture.
that's good.
Yeah.
Understood. Because what you said before is kind of strange. Well, we didn't know. But wait a second. Didn't we all live for 7 months in kind of a, we have heads on our shoulders and we kind of were seeing where things were going?
Maybe I said this incorrectly because when I was thinking what I had, I started to feel depression. It started from this war started. It was not only 1 week ago when they announced mobilization. Yes, of course, when this war started, I was afraid even to say war while
Okay.
I was in Russia.
Well,
Yeah,
my friend, you saying war, I'll
yeah,
keep on saying the special military
yeah,
operation due to
yeah,
some reasons, personal reasons.
yeah.
Can't say that yet.
But I can, I hope, because at this moment it's difficult to see future for me in Russia because yeah, it's difficult to
Okay,
accept.
so you all of a sudden sitting there, nice place, woods, nature, and stuff like that. I mean, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
Quiet, all right. And all of a sudden, they announce mobilization. Okay, and everyone starts kind of freaking out.
Yeah.
Starts talking what to go. So, did people start leaving your town right away, or they waited for some time?
For living, you need money. Where I live, where we have poverty. I think for this you need money if you want to live abroad, and for this you need a lot of money, like thousands
You know what? Let
dollars.
can I just ask you more like clarification? You're saying you need money.
Yeah.
How much an average person makes in Lesazavodsk, and how much does it's needed to leave for abroad? Let's say what Armenia or Uzbekistan or Tajikistan or whatever
Like average salary in little town Pisazavodsk, it is like maybe $400. Yeah,
per month.
per month. Okay, of course, per month.
So
Uh,
that's about 20,000 rubles.
yes, 20,000, maybe more. You can find, of course, 30,000. It depends where you're working, but anyway.
20, 30. Well, let's
Yes,
say 30. Okay,
yeah,
just to be safe. 30,000, right?
yes.
But how much money needed to leave?
It depends where you want to go, especially when
Armenia.
Armenia.
Safe haven. Very, very known place for Russian. Armenians, nice people, they welcome Russian. Yerevan is the capital. Let's go, let's say if you want to go to Armenia.
It's very important to remember what Lysozavodsk it is far east of Russia, and it means your tickets will be much more expensive. Yeah,
That's true.
and
That's true.
at first you must fly to Vladivostok, or from Vladivostok to Moscow, and from Moscow to Armenia.
Is this direct flight from Vladivostok to Moscow?
Of course not. Right now,
Well,
yeah.
I know that, but just
Yes.
I want to get down to the very
Yes,
specifics,
I'm understanding you. And of course, at this moment, because it's difficult to find the direct flights, everything is much expensive. You need at least $1,000. It is the most cheapest
To
ticket
Yerevan or to Moscow.
to Yerevan.
To
It's
Yerevan,
okay.
$1,000. Okay.
Yeah.
It's cheaper now. I ended up spending 5,200 because I was just crazy. I told you my story. But Far East, $1,000. All right, 60,000 rubles, right? You need for the airfare. Then you need some money for transfer. How much is transfer from Lesazavodsk to Vladivostok? How far Lesazavodsk to Vladivostok, and what kind of means can you use to get there?
You can use trains, buses, and car.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Of course, trains it will cost for you. I know in rubles it's like 3,000 rubles.
50 bucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's reasonable.
It's reasonable, and the same bus will cost for you maybe
40, 50.
little less, but
Okay.
anyway.
How long does it take?
If you will use train, it will take for you maybe 6 hours. Yeah,
So
bus
that's quite far. It's like a few hundred kilometers, right?
400.
400,
Maybe-
250 miles.
Maybe
That's
like this.
all right. So you get to Vladivostok. You 50 bucks. It cost you 50 American dollars. You catch the flight. You fly to where?
Because again, I couldn't find direct flight.
No, let's do in general. In general, and then we'll talk about you. Okay.
You are, after when you arrive to Vladivostok, you you can fly to Moscow if it's possible
Direct.
directly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you go from the village. You take a train.
Yeah.
And you fly to you go to Vladivostok, catch a flight, go to Moscow, change flights, and fly to Yerevan or Tashkent. Tashkent.
Direct flights you will not find to Vladivostok to Yerevan at all.
I know, but you go to Moscow
To
first.
Moscow,
Okay,
yeah.
that's quite the logistics. But let me tell you, it's really difficult. You see, I'm not used to living in very small villages or towns. I'm used all my life I've lived in the big cities. In Russia, it's Rostov-on-Don. I grew up and I was born and I grew up there. Then I moved to, I left for the USA. That was a completely different world and completely different life. I came back to Moscow and I lived in Moscow and then a little bit in Rostov, which is 1 million people city. In Moscow, of course, 20 to 25 million, so it's huge. But the thing is, living standards in Moscow, what you're saying, it's really difficult to process for me. To make 330,000 rubles in Moscow is way beyond poverty, below poverty, you know. There are simply I don't know, people make more, okay?
Yes.
So I understand what you're saying when you say that it's difficult. Because if you have family, right, if you have your life, you're trying to make some kind of a living, and then you're making, you know, 500 bucks even, like, you know, you can't save anything. You'll be spending everything that you make. How about the prices for food and for in general? Is it comparable to the prices in Moscow?
Of course, renting example apartment will cost for you maybe $200.
Renting is much cheaper. Okay.
Yeah,
How about food?
it's of course much cheaper too, I believe. Um, it will be enough for surviving, but not for saving money at all.
Okay. So you can basically cover your expenses, but
Yeah.
you cannot survive on that. All right. Understood. Well, so we figured out the way for a person who lives in far east of Russia to kind of depart. What if you go to the other side of the globe? Japan. Isn't Japan near? Right next to you, right?
Of course.
What is it, like 100 miles?
Yeah, it's much closer than Moscow, and South Korea much closer than Moscow. And at first I was thinking, of course, to move to Seoul. Seoul? Yes.
Seoul.
Seoul, yeah. And of course, now it's really impossible because before direct flight was like 3 hours, but right now you will fly like 72 hours. You can find such tickets, of course.
Wow.
You can find like 42 hours, and yeah, different.
Why? Where do you have to go to get to Seoul?
Because all direct flight tickets
Sold.
sold.
All right.
Yeah, and
I understand.
you
Yeah.
will use different destinations.
Okay. Basically, what happened on the 21st, people started booking tickets like crazy just to get out of Russia, no matter where. Okay. And direct flights were gone within hours. And then people were just kind of cleaning out the remaining flights. That's why tickets were so expensive and transfers was so atrocious. I know, because I went through this very same thing only a few days before you did. Okay, so I know very well. Okay, so in general, I understand. But now let's get to you personally, to your story. So you are sitting there, doing your thing, learning English, doing YouTube, and then all of a sudden comes 21st of September, mobilization. People start getting nervous. They start talking. They start discussing ways. That's what I understood from what you said earlier, right?
Yeah.
So they start talking and then they start finding ways to leave. Okay. So basically, as far as I understand, you correct me if I'm wrong. There are two ways. First is to go and hide in taiga. Is this possible?
It's possible. Of course, it's possible.
But it's rough. I mean, you have to live in the woods.
Yeah.
All right. The second way is to leave and go hide somewhere in Russia if you have relatives. And the third is to leave the country. All right. So, when did you leave Russia?
Left Russia maybe after 1 week.
After 1 week.
Of this announcement.
What is it today?
It
The
was
8th.
It was 1st October.
So you left. So
Yeah,
you've been here
first
for a week
when
already.
Putin announced this
1st October.
celebration, how he said what
Joining of a new territory.
yes, joining of new territory, and in those moments when he was announcing, I already had tickets. Yeah.
Okay, so how much time? Oh, first of all, why? What made you? You were sitting for a week, for 10 days almost, right? And then all of a sudden, you made the decision. What did you see anything, or what made you actually just leave?
It's very simple. Before I didn't have opportunity. That's all.
So if you had an opportunity earlier, you would have left earlier.
Of course.
Okay. Was anything happening from in the period from the 21st of September through the time that you left in your town?
There was a lot of events. City, this little town changed. Atmosphere changed. Example, of course, all this week I was hiding in apartment because I was afraid to go outside, even to local store.
Why?
Because there was a policeman and they were like quoting everyone, I mean males, because they were mobilizing them, like drafting. Yeah.
Are you saying they were seeing male walking on the street and catching him?
Yeah, without without any hesitation. Yeah, it was like this.
So it must have been scary.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, it must have been scary, yeah. So you decided to leave, you got the means, and you left.
Yeah.
Did you run into any troubles when you were leaving, actually crossing the border at the airports and so forth, changing flights?
At first, I was thinking what I will have troubles, and of course, I was really nervous. But the most difficult for me it was these places like airports. This was difficult, but I didn't have only
How difficult?
emotionally because there sometimes you can find policemen and
So you're scared of policemen?
yeah, right, and not only policemen but also Rosgvardia. How to say this?
Well, that's kind of
Yeah.
same thing as the
Yeah.
policeman. So
And yeah, because as I said before, nobody is have this protection anymore. You can't trust. I personally can't trust government at all because yeah, after everything what I read and I believe all information which I'm reading usually, I don't think what people will lie. Ordinary people will lie what what is happening with them. I mean,
Okay, so let me just
mhm,
let me repeat it. So you were flying all the way from so you understand Vladivostok is on the Pacific Ocean
mhm,
in the far far east, right next to Japan, and then Alexander had to fly all the way to Moscow and then to Tashkent.
mhm.
So how many hours the whole trip took you?
If we will count from Lysozavodsk to
Yes,
Tashkent, it
yes.
was like 3 days. Because first day I arrived to Vladivostok, next day I arrived from Vladivostok to Khabarovsk because I didn't find direct flights from Moscow, from Vladivostok to Moscow.
Hmm.
And then I slept one night in hotel in Khabarovsk, and from Khabarovsk I flew to Novosibirsk,
Hmm.
after to Moscow, and to Tashkent. Yeah.
Hmm. What were you feeling when you were flying? Inside Russia, that trip, 3 days. What were your emotions and feelings during the trip?
It was different. Every flight it was different. Sometimes because it's not just one moment. Sometimes I was relaxed. Sometimes I was afraid. And but the most important, you can't escape your thoughts, your mind. And of course, I was nervous in
Hmm.
a lot of.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? I flew from Moscow. I live not too far from the airport, but 40-minute drive, and I didn't travel for 3 days. But let me tell you, I had 24 hours to pack up and basically leave my life behind. And I was feeling the same thing. I was feeling pressure on my shoulders. At times, I felt scared. Couple moments, not too much, but
Mhm.
couple moments. But the thing is, the biggest problem when this process you are in the middle of it is it's like your entire world is ruining in front of you, and everything is just falling apart. And you looking at this and you go, am I dreaming? And this is a bad dream or something? Please, someone wake me up, pinch me. And it's so heavy. It's so heavy, and you sit on the plane and you pass I personally passed the
Mhm.
border control with this
Yeah.
passport people.
Yeah.
They grilled me, but I passed it. And lots of kids, young males, they celebrated. They're like,
Yeah.
it was like joy in the air, but not inside of me. Not inside because okay, now I get on the plane, I fly to my destination, and then what? And then what? I have to start all over again. I liked my life, I liked my country that was before. Why did I have to do all of this? Why did I have to go through it? Did you feel anything like that?
We have different stories in our lives. Because I already understand you have example business, you have own apartments, I mean have private house. In my case I saw different life. Yeah, and of course I was afraid, and by different life I mean Far East, as we said before, Far East of Russia, it is poverty. And I was talking about this a lot of times, and this problem really enormous there.
I've never been to places like that with this like poverty everywhere. It's really hard for me. It's shocking for me. Okay, I'm really sorry. What can I say? Such a
Uh,
great country, and the poverty that's just kind of like two and two is not put together. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, let's take a little break. How do you like this tea?
I like this tea very much. It's without
Good,
sugar, yes.
good, good, good.
Thank you for this, because usually when I'm doing live streams, always drink tea with milk pretty often.
Uh
Yeah,
huh.
and I like this.
So this is Taylor's. This is brand new brand I discovered for myself here in Uzbekistan. No mlesna, but this is excellent. Excellent, excellent. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers to you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, what did you feel? How did they? What did they do to you? Did they ask anything at the passport control?
Yeah, they were asking. I want to say, but I was trying to make this faster. I was trying to be first in this.
To rush, to
Yeah,
rush. Yeah.
yes, I was in rush, and maybe that's why I was lucky because I was. They were not so tight. I don't know. I mean, workers, and before me was only family, and there was two Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And on one side was family, on other side was guys. And I decided to change my career because I was thinking if I will after family going, it means what I will like more lucky. And it seems for me I was right because girl which were working there, she was too suspicious towards guy. She was checking him very seriously, like she's
The
asked.
guy next to you.
Yeah, right next to me, and she was asking him, "You changed? You lost weight?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" I was trying to think about this
Scary.
family which was in front of me because there were kids and they were laughing, and I okay, let's try to be positive. And she asked me only one question. It's like when you bought tickets, and I asked true. I said truth. Like
Always tell the
yeah,
truth. That's
yes.
that's the rule, you know.
I said like
Don't
few
lie.
days ago. That's all. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she gave me my passport.
See, that's how it worked with me. I was nervous, very nervous. I can't say that I was scared, really scared, but it's a moment of great importance of your life because it depends. Basically, it might depend you live or die. Okay. Um, in my case, if it was even worse, because if I'm mobilized, I'm given a gun and sent to Ukraine to kill Ukrainians, which I will not do. So I was kind of like not scared, but kind of dismayed. And then all of a sudden, I felt this. A lot of people were praying for me. Let me tell you, and then that really helped. You watched my streams, right?
Yes.
So I pray at the end of every stream, and I ask for different people, and I guess a lot of people somehow happened to ask for me. So
Yeah.
I felt this empowerment, and I went through the passport control in a breeze. Okay, I was not scared at the moment. When I passed, I felt relief, not joy, but relief. Joy would have been like probably like young, don't have anything behind to stick to opportunities and stuff like that. Okay,
Yeah.
did you feel joy?
No, of course not. It's not this case where you will feel this joy.
Not even you felt joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like a sweet moment, but it was still very hard. Oh, I was thinking about my family, my kids. You know, funny you mention, like you say, oh, you have apartment, you have a house, you have. I don't have business. I didn't have business.
Oh.
I was employee. Okay, but it's something you don't think when you go. All you think is about your family, about yourself, your friends, like wife, kids, your close, immediate family, aunts, and mom, of course. But you don't think about what happens to my property and stuff. You just that becomes not important, folks.
Yeah.
This is such a new feeling in my life because I had worked really hard to acquire everything, to buy real estate, to invest, and all of a sudden the moment comes, it's like it becomes not important. Okay, so that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was very tired because I didn't sleep for 36 hours. I was getting ready, doing things, running errands and stuff like that. And then, anyway, so you got on the plane. Did you see Who did you see around you? Regular people or males?
A lot of males, and when you were watching them, when I was watching them, I was understanding their position. They didn't have choice like me because it was like escaping. This was escaping definitely because one guy which was walking towards me on plane, he smiled to me like when we were already on this plane to Tashkent, and he was smiling to me, and I understand his feeling because he is on plane. But anyway, for me it was difficult to smile at this moment because I
I
I don't
know,
know.
I know, I know.
It was difficult.
You know what I did? I actually, when I got on the plane, I was emotionally drained. Okay, I wanted to sleep. There was a huge cocktail of different feelings inside of me. But before, when I passed the passport control, I went to a bar and I
Yeah.
bought a bottle of Budweiser, American beer.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there and I was thinking, you know what? This is the saddest bottle of beer I've ever had because it was so sad.
Yeah.
I don't drink beer, but I just, out of the blue. Anyway, so you must have slept on the flight.
I couldn't sleep. I didn't have hair
So
phones.
you don't
And
sleep on the
I
planes,
didn't.
right?
I was trying. It was like dreaming. I don't know.
In
Yeah.
and out. Okay.
Yeah. In and out.
Daydreaming. It's called
Yes.
daydreaming. All right. So you're daydreaming, and then
Mhm.
once you landed in Tashkent, how did you feel?
Exhausted. I didn't have any feelings. Only after 2 days, I was trying to concentrate or summarize all my thoughts. And right now, I'm trying to realize this with you also because.
Uh huh. Well, a lot of you know that we inside Russia has the best mod team on YouTube. It like goes without saying. It's hands down. And then I'm pretty close to my mods, and we discuss a lot. I ask for advice, channel wise, and I was just discussing today that and Alex, it's been 27th, so it's been 2 weeks since I came over.
Mhm.
But this is actually the first day that my emotions have calmed down, my adrenaline has gone down, and I was sitting working all day in this apartment, and I started feeling incredibly sad. You know, it's like all that, not excitement, but all that, this hyperness that you run on like on steroids, like
Mhm.
that type of thing. You don't feel much. You just run
Yeah.
around, then you get here. Then here you have to register. You have to get like social security number. You have to find an apartment. You have to like build your life here. You have to do this and that and that. And then you have to like balance it with work because no one cancels work, right?
Yeah.
And then YouTube, no one cancels YouTube, like streaming every night. And then you just like running around like a squirrel. Um, and then this is the first day, 2 weeks, when I started feeling this like exhaled completely. But that doesn't help because instead of like all that adrenaline, I start feeling sadness. Sadness. I feel alone. If it's not for YouTube, I would have. I'm telling you, I would have felt like 1,000 times worse because I get so many emails, messages, and then people communicating, trying to like asking for advice and stuff like that. If I didn't have that, I would have. I don't know. It'd be bad. Okay, so it took you 2 days to exhale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 days. Okay, that's good enough. How are you feeling now?
Um, I don't understand my thoughts completely because it's like process. I need time to realize what's happened. Of course, I'm understanding I left Russia. I can't return anymore. I'm understanding what in Russia I will have two choices. It is go to prison on 10 years or go to the to war. And of course, for me, it's not my life how I see this. My life was always with English. Last 3 years I was trying to improve myself there, and that's not that's what I want. I want to create my future by myself without a choice which they're doing. I mean, Russian elite, what they're doing. Yes.
You know, interesting observation. I've been to many public places here in Tashkent in the last basically 2 weeks. And there are some places like on the street, you walk around here in the center of Tashkent, and
Yeah.
tons of Russians. Did you notice how many
Yes.
Russians?
I was trying to make connections, changing numbers, and I was trying to listen their stories.
So you're definitely not an introvert.
I'm introvert, but at this moment I was needed something to hold. I mean, to be in reality. I mean,
I
what
know, I
I'm
know
not
exactly
alone,
what you mean.
because if you will feel what you're alone, it will be. I didn't want to close myself in
I know
my thoughts.
exactly.
Yeah,
You know what? YouTube for me has been
yeah,
salvation because I get not only I give messages and I do streams, but I receive comments, I receive
yeah,
emails, I receive requests, and things like that. So it's really helped me out.
yeah,
But what I have personally noticed, especially in the places like, for example, there's a place where you register. You come to Uzbekistan, within 14 days of being here, you must register at a certain address. Otherwise, you cannot stay here. The government needs to know you where you're at. I'm not gonna critique. I'm not gonna say anything because hey, not my country, not my rules. I humbly accept it. I play by what Uzbek people want me to do by the rules. So I go to register. So dozens, I'd say hundreds of men, Russian men, and I get this is usually it's a small room, okay, 2 rooms, and usually there are like 2 3 people there. But I walk in there. I know because I registered back in April, right? And the whole procedure takes you like 15 minutes, and usually 1 or 2 people in the room because it's for local Uzbeks who come to Tashkent to live permanently. Usually, all of a sudden, like yesterday, I walk in and there are like dozens and dozens of men, and the lines, the queues are like for 1 hour just to get to the window and give you a passport, and all Russian males. And you know what? The feeling I was getting was not joy that they escaped and everything, but sort of like sadness, sorrow, and слушай, обреченность, как это сказать?
I don't
You
know.
don't know, right?
Yes,
So
I
this
don't know.
is like dismay, probably the right word. They were like, like sitting like this. It's not like, oh, I escaped, oh, this is great, that it's just like it obvious that none of them were happy about that. So that's the feeling that what I got, and I keep on getting. No one is, jumping up and down out of joy. No one is dancing on the streets. Nothing like that. Everyone is taking it pretty harshly. Anyway,
And it's easy to understand them, very easy.
I'm one of them. I don't.
Yes,
It's not easy for me to understand. I'm living
yeah,
through this stuff.
yeah,
You're living through this stuff. You don't have to understand. You're in it.
yeah,
Okay. So I think.
yes, you're right.
More tea.
Yeah,
A
thank you.
little left. Not much. Gosh, I didn't really think of that. You go through tea twice as fast when there's two of us. It's good tea. Taylor's of Harrigan or something like that. It's good stuff. It's as good as Mlesna. Mm. Alex, this is a personal question. You don't have to answer, okay? But don't tell me about the plans. But how do you see your life from now on?
Despite everything what is happening around me, I was always saying in my live streams, I want to continue my goals because if I said what I want to achieve fluency in English, I will try to do this. And I want to have this healthy style to go to the gym because with the supporters which I have they were helping to me. And 1 year I was going to the gym and it was helping me a lot. And I want to continue such style of life in future. I don't know how it will happen, but I don't know what. Yeah, but I want to continue what I was doing because it's how I see my future. And I don't want to
So
change
you
my
obviously
plans.
you want to be free.
Yeah, I
You
want.
want to make decisions for your own. You don't
Yeah,
want anyone to make decisions for
yes,
you. You don't want to take gun and go fight,
yes,
right?
definitely.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
And I found what I'm not alone who wants to have this peaceful life, and that's giving me hope in some way. But yeah, it's very sad, like you said, what a lot of males, people who are giving money to and economy, driving economy, they live in such a wonderful country, beautiful nature you can find in Primorsky region, Amursky tigers living there, and but yeah, I'm not understanding why
Cream
it's
of
happening.
the crop. Young males, able, energetic, self-confident, ready to get up and go, courageous. Russia is just chewing them up and spitting them out. It makes two of us. I also don't understand why. These people, they're not going to be back to Russia. Well, some of them might come back, but you know what? The good part of them, they will find new lives. They will be welcomed in other countries. And none of them wants to go out and sit on their butt or butts. They all want to work, okay? A huge workforce just has left Russia and dispersing all over the place, so to speak. Incredible. This process actually took place exactly 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Белая миграция. When
Yes,
then
yes.
commies took over, all who were not with commies, the Tsar army officers, middle class, business owners, they were just fleeing like we are fleeing right now. So the history repeats itself in Russia. It's fairly I don't know how to say it. It's tragedy or what is this? It's crazy.
It's definitely tragedy because when I was talking with people, because at this moment I'm living in a hotel, and there you can find a lot of young guys who
Mm-hmm.
has such different situations, but we have something common. I mean, this escaping from Russia,
Yeah.
and their stories also difficult because I can understand their sadness. A lot of people losing jobs and incomes.
Incomes,
Yeah,
jobs, they lost their lives. Okay, their lives have been cancelled, nullified.
yeah.
For what? To go and fight Ukrainians, our brothers and sisters.
The most, yeah,
At least I still think they're the same culture, same language, same just great people. To go and fight them and kill them for what?
and the most interesting thing, what I don't know anybody in far east of Russia. I was asking my friends who is supporting this war, and of course I don't know anybody around me. I mean, friends, relatives. Nobody is supporting this.
Uh huh. Okay. Well, you know what? Not just Primorsky Krai. Uh, in Russia, in the western part of Russia, central Russia, quite a few people were not, say, let's put it this way, not opposing, but no one wants to go and fight. No one wants to go, want to be mobilized. Anyway, Alex, I've asked my questions. What I'd like to do right now is to turn on the comments. Perhaps people will ask you questions, and
Yeah.
I will translate them to you, and then you will answer. Mods, it's been an hour already. Well, time has flown by. 15, 20 minutes. If you could please give us, we will, try to do a very, very short, compact Q&A session. And we have over 4,000 people watching us right now. Please, if you have question for Alex, for me, I answer your questions every day. I think it's Alex time today. So if you have question for him, let me know. Let us know. Let me just do this. Скажи что-нибудь.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Скажи что-нибудь.
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
Well, you still can hear them a little bit, right? Они говорят, что звук немножко. Ты поверь на микрофон, чтобы так был. You still can hear them a little bit, right? Well, my friends, hopefully you heard what Alex said. I really hope so, because we had quite a conversation. I checked on my computer and the sound was on. I figured, hey, everything's cool. We hear through your mic. Okay. How about Короче, они слышали тебя через мой микрофон.
No.
Так, давай. I'm gonna read the questions and then you
Okay.
answer them, okay? I can't really increase the volume on this microphone system. We tried, we did everything before the stream. That's why we were a little
Late.
late. Yes, so there's not much we can do. We can do only this. All right, they're saying, Alex, you are a nice, intelligent man with the looks to break girls' hearts. Good. I am glad that you are safe in my family and wish you the best. Guys, I wanna ask you something. If you want, send Alex some support, please do it through his channel, because it's gonna take me like 6 weeks to receive the money. I have to do something with the taxes. I don't know what, because I'm in Uzbekistan, and it's really difficult. So if you want to support him, he has a channel called My English World. You can send him like super things, he does streams and stuff like that. Go and subscribe to his channel if you want. But please do not, don't send super chats to him through me. That's gonna be difficult for me to give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you heard something. Peanuts contour parents. Thank you, Donna. Well, I'm sorry about that. There's not much we can do. Alex, welcome to the resistance. Good luck out there. Keep the head up. That's for you.
Thank you, of course, for your support, and it's very important for those who are trying to escape such madness. Yeah.
Madness, that is. Hello, Mr. K, mods, fellow viewers, Black Cat, nice to see you. Hello, young men. I have lots of people who come here on the channel every single day. I call them the usual suspects, and they're basically saying hi to you, a lot of them.
Yeah. Hi, all of you too. You're great.
Um, Says the sound good is good on my big TV, not on my phone. Sit closer together. There you go. So we're sitting closer together now. Thank you, it was interesting. I heard it all. Alex was quiet, but still heard. Well, good, good. I'm glad that you heard them. Thank you for the stream. Well, thank you. Steven, unfortunately, I can't see I'm streaming from my telephone and I cannot see anything on Patreon while I'm streaming. So it's only after I'm get done streaming I receive all the messages. Hey, I have a question from Sanfairwa. How did you decide what to take with you?
To be honest, I wasn't thinking at all. As I said before, I had only 5 minutes from my clothes. I have only these clothes, and in hotel, I even asked one guy to give to me some clothes because I wanted to wash these clothes. Yeah, and
Jeez, that's quite. My
because
God, you guys don't even understand how dramatic that is, okay? And it's real life. It's not made up or anything. He told me. I know. I just let you a little secret. I pretty much knew everything he said, but I want you to know that too. And it's so dramatic. It's so.
yeah, and I had only uh, 2 pairs of socks. Yeah, that's all, and everything what I was wearing. And of course, I took my laptop, my passport, foreign passport, and also, of course, microphone. That's all. That's all what I took.
I have a couple super chats from Black Cat says, take you and the young man for lunch tomorrow. Will do. We have lunched together, and then don't worry, we've done well. But thank you so much. I will do. Ian, please do not delete my comments. Okay, I haven't deleted your comments. Which ones? I don't delete comments. Paige Greer, thank you so much. Message is pretty powerful. Robbie Van Haren, on which time period will anyone of you return to Russia? That's a question to both of us. Or is this your goodbye to Russia? Such a difficult question, you know. What do you start? What do you think?
At this moment, as I said before, when Russian government have such policy for me, I can see myself there, and because, as I said before, I want to live, and I see my future with English, with my goals, and I want to decide for myself my future, not government. And yeah, of course, I will not return to Russia in any circumstances. I mean, I will try to stay out of this country because I will not stay there.
Looks like Russia has lost him, and it's really sad. It's sad because he's a great guy, and he's definitely asset to the country, he adds value. I think it's a loss. It's a big loss. As for me, time will tell. I don't know. I don't have any plans right now. So we'll see. It's up to God, and you know. Another question. Alex, wishing you, well, not the question. Yeah, there is a question. Alex, wishing you all the best from USA. What are the first things you want to do now that you were able to do that you weren't able to do while living in Russia? So what you want to do here that you weren't able to do then?
Just walk around city to look. This because this last week, while I was in Russia, I was sitting in apartment. I was afraid to go outside, and I was watching how people walking around, smiling, and it was helping a lot emotionally. Yeah.
Ah, this is sad. That's really sad. I'm ashamed. Brianna, thank you so much. Hello from Cork, Ireland. You too were smart to make the decisions you made. Thank you so much, Brianna. Appreciate it. There's a question for Alex. Why did you only have 5 minutes? I don't hear that. I didn't hear that part.
I can repeat easily. Thank you, of course, for your question. Um, Before I didn't have opportunity to go, but then I found this opportunity. I decided to move immediately without thinking. I was in rush, and when I found money, this opportunity, I started to move immediately. That's why it was for me like what I must to do. Yeah.
This guy, Clay Lover, says, Constantine, please see Alex as your younger brother and take care of him too.
Thank you. Yes.
I take care of everyone.
Yeah.
Mommy, thank you for putting up Alex's channel. Lionel Slade. Lionel Slade, go have tea and cake the day after you have dinner from Black Cat on me. Lionel, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
We will do. Susan Hadley, we watch on big TV too. Heard you applied. Thankful another good man is safe and free on map out of his own destiny. Reach for the stars, Alex. Well, that's not a question, but this is a message to you. Reach for the stars.
Yeah. I will definitely reach because your support are really helping to do what I was doing before. Yeah.
I have a question from me, Alex. Did you get any support from your viewers on your channel? You have usual suspects too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you get any support, feedback, or anything?
Yes, I was receiving letters, and people, my supporters from Patreon, were always advising to me to move from Russia when everything started. But as I was saying before, I just didn't have opportunity. That's all. And of course, people were giving to me, sending to me letters, and I was trying to read all of these letters. And because my channel not so big, it was yeah. I was trying to answer everyone, of course. Thank you.
I was trying to answer everyone
Yeah.
a long time, and I did answer everyone, but now it's difficult. This is a good question, but it's more for me, I think. AWEDSGT, what with jobs of people that left Russia, are companies replacing them? How is business doing in this situation? How do I say that lightly? Everything's fallen apart in Russia. Yesterday, you all heard of the Forbes. Well, the Forbes of Russia announced, well, reported that in the past 2 weeks, since September 21st, 700,000 Russians left the country. Think about this, 700,000 Most of them are males. Most of them have jobs. Most of them were the base of the economy. I mean, what is happening in Russia now? What do you think? No jobs here for Russians. Gosh, there are hardly any jobs for Uzbek people. Russians, this is either transit point or lots of people I know. I mean, I've met tons, a couple distant relatives of mine left, from like Siberia, my wife's. Um, Guess what? They lost their jobs there, and there's nothing here. They're not even looking because this is not the place to come and have a job, local job. This is not the United States of America or Canada or I don't know, Australia. Nothing here, my friends. People just come here and then they're like bleeding, basically. Well, tell about the kids that you were staying in a hotel with.
Um, as I said, of course, everyone has own situation. Example, one guy he's working in IT, like computer designer. I don't know how to say, and yeah, he was working, and at this moment he just relocates himself and trying to work on distance online. And he is lucky one because he saved his job, because not everyone has such opportunity. But another guy, he's like 26 years old, and he lost his job because yeah, he was working like not online, and of course it's so sad. I met maybe like tens, dozen of different guys in this hotel. We were talking with each other, and of course, it's a tragedy. Everyone was saying about how they feel, and they didn't have choice. Yeah.
This isn't time to talk about, like, to think about jobs, like, what you leave
Yeah.
behind. This is time to just run and sit and catch your breath, and then you start thinking about what to do next. But lots of people are in a dire situation. Michael, thank you for the message, to support this powerful message in itself. Eric Smith, Alex and Konstantin, you're both brave and honorable men. If you're ever in Denver, Colorado, you're welcome in my home. Stay strong. The world needs Russian voices like yours. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will definitely note your message. Eric Smith, thank you so much. One day, I might show up at your doorsteps. You never know. Mr. Scotch Pie, thank you so much. 20 pounds. Please send us some scotch. I would like to have a drink now. Amir, you have my support and respect, Alex. You're a kind of soul. I'm glad you got it out. You got out, hoping and praying for you and continued success and freedom. I'll do what I can for you. Loved your Centralia vid, by the way. What is Centralia?
It is a little town. I was doing some video live stream and was watching about this. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yes.
Barbara, thank you so much. Keep it up. We will do.
It is host town, if I remember correctly, Centralia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Black Cat, thank you for, serial sponsorship gifter. Thank you so much. Huge super chat from Kari Hubbard. Support and love from Alaska. I have been watching every day for months. First chat, first dollars. I know it will go to good purpose. Carrie, thank you so much. It will go for good purpose. And you know what? I will let you know in the future what it went to. So please keep on tuning in. Thank you so very much. Robert Ferguson, thank you. Appreciate it. No message, but again, this is a very strong message. The Mask, regards from Australia. Thank you, Down Under. Great place. I wish I visit one day. Would you like to go to Australia one day?
It is dangerous because of spiders, but of course, it is not so dangerous how Russia is.
Well, my friend, if you're afraid of spiders, then don't go to California because they have black widows and
Yeah.
stuff. Brown recluse.
Yeah. But of course, I want to visit Australia. One day, I hope I will have such opportunity and will do this because it is great country, they live great people.
I agree. Lori, thank you so much. It's not much, but it all adds up. It does add up, and it's much. Trust me, it's much. Thank you so very much. Then let's get to the questions. A few questions. I jumped up. I hate this how this chat window works because you're reading a comment and then boom, you're off. It jumped up on you, and you go and waste your time looking for the comment. Robbie Van Haren, isn't this weird for you guys? While Russia television is saying the West is hating Russia, while almost every supporter is from the West here. Well, Robbie, you don't have to tell it to me. I'm a hybrid. I'm not pure Russian. I'm not pure American. I'm somewhere in between. I know exactly how both worlds are. And to me, it's not weird. It's actually expected. I know people from the West. I know their true essence, who they are and who you are. So, no. And Alex, for you?
Because of course majority of my life I was living in only Russian bubble, Russian language I mean, and of Russian world, how they say this. And right now when I started to, but it doesn't mean what I was believing to Russian propaganda. Of course not, I was in different protests in Vladivostok, in Khabarovsk, in Moscow, and yeah, a lot of people they don't believe to propaganda to this television and they believe in people and that's why I always talking like it's important to have this cultural exchange because real people it's important to separate government from people. You will be surprised but how many people don't believe the Russian government. They just like pressing them, I mean governments.
Uh, Good answer. Good answer. Lindsay, thank you so much. Yes, a little bit. Everything adds up. Yes, every little bit. A couple questions for Alex. I actually can answer because Alex, we discussed that. Alex, will you try to find work in Uzbekistan? Probably not.
No, this moment, uh, if you want to work in Uzbekistan, it means you want to stay here. I have plans in future. I don't want to talk about this right now online because I want to.
Private plans,
Yeah,
you know.
yes. But at this moment, I love this country. I first here. I never was here before, but yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
Okay. There's a question from a Dacian writer. Will the Russian man let the world sink into nuclear Armageddon, or will the white, blue, white rise one day? Look, I can tell you this: we're doing the best we can. I'm talking about myself, probably for Alex, for my friends. I'm just doing the best I can. Alex, there's a question for you. Do you fear not seeing your family for a long time?
I have such fears, and it was difficult, of course, because I also have twin brother, and yeah, it was difficult.
Tough, tough. Alex, would you consider starting over in the U.S.? Can you get here? I am in Arizona and have a spare room. That's nice. R. Stewart. Thank you so much. If you want to leave your information, go to Alex's channel, email him. Email is there?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
email
So there's a question to you. Would you consider starting over in the U.S.?
there. It's possible if I will have
Time will tell.
yes, time will tell, of course. I don't know at this moment what will happen in future. Yeah,
And that's a good
but
answer. Yes. But thank you so much, R. Stewart. Make sure you email your information. Michael, for dinner, greetings from the Maine Coast, aka Heaven. Maine Coast is heaven. Yes, thank you. I think they have sound. Look, I'm sorry about the sound. I'm doing the best I can. This is my backup mics. I was trying to do magic with it for half an hour before the stream, you know. I'm doing the best I can. Michael, oh yeah, I see that. Thank you so much from the coastal Maine. Jeannie Romaine, yes, Constantine, please mentor Alex, teach him how to make more money. Jeannie, something tells me that Alex is gonna be all right soon. Alex, you gonna be all
Yes,
right?
of course I will be alright because your support is helpful.
Whose support?
Support of people.
She's talking about money. You don't rely on support of people. Like yourself, are you gonna make money? Are you gonna,
Ah,
you know,
of course I will have
job and
I
everything?
will
Yeah?
have everything in future. Just it's about time. Yeah,
Yeah, it takes time.
it takes time.
Something tells me that he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Alex and Constantine, you. Oh, I saw that already. I'm sorry. Donna Olson, I'd like to hear singing duet for dollars right about now. Donna, I'm sorry, not gonna happen. You're not gonna see me sing for dollars. I only sing for birthdays, and that's not for dollars. That's free, and I'm not a singer. Are you a singer? You can
No,
sing if you want.
no, I can't sing. Definitely, it's always a challenge for me. Yeah.
Louis Gibson, hi, glad you're both safe. Love and hugs to you both. Can you also post link to your guest channel? The link has been posted as I couldn't hear properly. It's called My English World. Praying for all to be resolved so you can return home safely. Love from Nevada. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's more to you, Alex, than
Yeah.
to me.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
Смотри, время у нас еще минут 10 осталось.
Mhm.
Carol, a sympathetic person, bit shy, like the early Zag, the Russian, and just look at young Zag today. What a great development here. And Alex is from the same region in Russia. That's not a question, it's a statement, and I agree with Carol, yes.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Zag the Russian?
Yes, I know him, and right now he's in Georgia, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's a legend, by the way. He
Yes.
was he was running away from cops. I think the whole
Yeah.
world saw that, not just us.
Yeah, he's a great guy and interesting also.
Yeah.
And from my region also, Natasha from Yerasha, Natasha's Adventures, and she's also a legend.
MW Troll, well, we had what we had. I hope that Uzbekians, Uzbeks are fair and friendly. Halmat uh, says that. So, what do you think of the locals, the Uzbeks?
Of course, people have different opinion. Majority of them are trying to understanding what is happening, and they have this hospitality. And I'm grateful for this hospitality, and of course. But you can find a lot of people who are worrying what too much Russians here because prices on renting apartments increased and the students, local students have problems because it's too expensive. Yeah.
Okay. Polar Bear says Constantine will support his new son, that's for sure. It's not my son, he's just, 15 years younger than me.
Yeah.
More like, I don't know, younger brother or something like that, a cousin. But, well, some things that are better to be left personal, and we shouldn't be talking about them, okay?
Yeah.
Richard Holmquist, poverty in rural Russia sees Sergei's Vasya in the hay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, did you see what Vasya in the hay?
Yes, I was watching his channel too. Uh, do you know 1420? He was advertising him.
Everyone knows 1420.
Yes.
Another legend.
Yes,
All
another
legends.
legend, yes. And he was advertising Vasin Hay. Yeah. That's how I found him. Yeah.
Black Cat says, "Don't trip on the kittens when you show up at the doorstep." That's funny. Jeffrey S. Thank you. Alex, what sports do you play? What are your hobbies during normal times? Mr. K, how about what the fudge? Thank you. Jeffrey, what the fudge? Sports and hobbies in the normal time?
This last year I was just going to the gym because I wasn't playing sports, to be honest, too much, but I want to run more in future and just improve my skills. I mean, athletic skill. I don't know how to say. Yeah.
Constantine, looks like you have an adult son sitting next to you. Stop it. Stop it, Bill. Jennifer Moore and Constantine, if you get to the US, you're always welcome at my home in New Hampshire. Jennifer, please email me the information. So you never know. It's a long life. Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you so much, Mark Brumlett. Thank you, thank you. I know where Jacksonville is. Jacksonville is very. I know where Jacksonville is. I know where Jacksonville is well. I know where Jacksonville is very well. There you go. Yes, thank you. Joy, how many subscribers does Alex have on this channel? What, like over 5,000?
Yeah, like over 5,000. At this moment, it's increased when you posted our photo, and it increased like on 200s. And for me, it's a lot. Yeah, and thank you for these subscriptions. Thank you.
Alex, you know, I have this kind of strange entity in my chat, in my channel. It's called Nightbot, and he kind of calls the shots. And the Nightbot says the time's up. Yeah, you see this
Yeah.
little dots. Nightbot is nasty, let me tell you. So I think this is time to say goodbye. Again, folks, you know, if you want to see more of Alex, go to his channel. It's called My English World. Subscribe. He's gonna do lives.
Yeah, in future, of course, when I find good internet, because at this moment I'm living in hotel and I'm not able to have live streams. That's why.
And if you're thinking, why didn't you put up an apartment? Well, I just moved in here, like very recently. That's why. And there are circumstances. Trust me. They're not bad circumstances. They're good, actually.
To be honest, when you're here, it doesn't matter where you're living. The most important what you left, Russia, and you are not mobilized. And I'm so grateful what I'm here right now, because I can, through time, maybe, yes, I will realize sooner or later what's happened. I know this.
Okay, my friends, let's pray together. Alex, would you like to pray with us?
I'm not religious, but I will listen and
Join us, okay?
join
You can
us.
just run it in your head,
Yes,
okay?
I think.
My friends, let me tell you something. It's been a much more pleasurable experience when I have someone sitting right next to me rather than doing streams myself. It was not the easiest stream, you know, it's very hard in terms of emotionally what Alex was telling me. I was living through that stuff with him because I'm also fresh off the boat. It's still memories are very fresh in my head, but it's so much easier than someone sitting right next to you and like a live person, alive, like a real person. And anyway, thank you so much. Sorry about the sound. I hope you can turn it up somehow and hear it. We just, you know, we tried. We tried really hard. I would like to invite everyone into prayer. It's going to be a short one today. I will go back to the regular ones, regular mode tomorrow. But let's do it. Thank you so much. Dear God, thank you so much for giving us this wonderful day. Thank you for surrounding us with people that we love and who love us. Thank you for putting food on our tables, roofs over our heads, giving us this life. Please help our children, keep them safe and healthy, and give us wisdom to bring them up so that when they grow up, they will make this world a better place and will never ever fight one another, never be engaged in a war. Dear God, please help Ukraine stop the bloodshed in that country. Reach out and touch the hearts of all leaders involved and all leaders who can make decisions to stop the bloodshed. Reach out and touch their hearts, fill them with love, mercy, empathy. Make their hearts softer, give them forgiveness, make them forget and forgive. Please make that they make the decision to stop the bloodshed. Please help everyone in Ukraine who's been affected. Give them strength, give them recovery, give them mental strength, give them cure, give them answer their prayers, and make their wishes come true. Please send angels to every single person in Ukraine. Keep everyone out of harm's way, so not every single drop of blood is shed anymore. Please help everyone who's helping Ukrainians, help everyone who's helping the refugees, Ukrainians, Russians, and everyone who's been affected. Thank you so much for giving us opportunity to come into this virtual/real community and just be here, get together every day and pray at the end of the streams. Please help everyone who is praying along right now or who's watching us pray. Please answer everyone's prayers and make everyone's wish come true. Help women who are pregnant and trying to making a decision whether to keep babies or not. Reach out and talk to them so they make the right choice, and please send help their way, any help they need. Please help all the people who are fleeing, running for their lives. It's not easy, and everyone in this dire position needs your help. Please, please help everyone. Please help those who are desperate, left with no money, no food on their tables, no roofs. Please send help their way. Please, we have a number of people who reached out and asked for your help. They need help in their lives. Please help everyone who is on my prayers list. Give them health, give them strength, give them forgiveness, give them food and shelter, give them money. Hear their prayers and please answer the prayers and make their wishes come true, please. Thank you, dear Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. My friends, thank you so much. We have to go now. There are some plans. It's been good stream again. I apologize for the sound. I tried everything. I double checked, triple checked. These things happen. Thank you so much. And Alex, you want to say goodbye too?
Yeah, thank you very much for support which you're giving to us, and of course, stay safe always, and thank you for everything what you're doing. You're really great, every one of you. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll see you very soon. Well, tomorrow I will see patrons and sponsors for the private stream. That's my way of saying thank you so much for supporting. And on Sunday, I will have a great message for all of you. Thank you. Bye bye.